scouting in my 7th grade, after my friend Lucas invited me to a troop meeting. I immediately liked it. The fun and easy environment got me interested. I wanted to join. After some convincing, my parents gave in. Now believe me, they needed some persuasion. They weren't sure if I could get into it at all. By then I tried tennis, soccer, swimming, basketball, and whatnot. And I'm still trying to find out where I fit in. Also, being the traditional Asian nerdy bookish kind, none of us was exposed to or experiencing camping or outdoorsy activities. But anyways, my parents finally couldn't say no to my begging and pleading and making hundreds of promises. They filled out the form and I became a member of this troop. From there I began my scouting journey. At that time, scouting only meant one thing to me. That's to have fun. I wanted to hang around at waterfront the whole day during summer camp. I wanted to eat fried Twinkies and sit with my friends at the campsite and goof off and have fun. Rank advancement and merit badges came in second. I'm sure I got my parents worried during those initial years. But once I got to Star, I realized I also needed to focus on working towards the goal of achieving my Eagle rank. While trying to acquire merit badges and ranks, I also started trying to live the experiences on outings and learning from it. In other words, I started having what I like to call a true scouting experience. My trip to Philmont made me more resilient and gave my parents the confidence that I could live outside the comforts of the house. Scouting has taught me how to be a confident and assertive person. Scouting has helped me improve my communication, planning, and public speaking skills. Scouting also made me a more mature, considerate, and caring person. Scouting has taught me to help people in need and appreciate people when helped. Scouting got me in touch with a whole community of people who really care. But through this journey to Eagle, I received help from many people without whom I wouldn't be standing here today. I'd like to start by taking some time to thank some people. The first people I'd like to thank are my parents. For their constant support to me, even though I got on their nerves sometimes. This goes back to what I said about fun earlier. But they believed in me, and they've guided me patiently all the time. My father has been especially instrumental in helping me during my Eagle project. He helped me in my research for the perfect museum site. He sat with me and I tried to find solutions to problems I was facing while importing the existing museum database into Past Perfect. He taught me some SQL and related relational database stuff there. We would bounce off ideas on how to raise funds, how to solve any glitches in schedules, etc., etc. I couldn't have done it without him. Thank you, Dad. I also want to thank my mom for planning this Court of Honor and everything. I couldn't have been here today. Making this speech without her. Next person I want to thank is my brother. Thanks for the biosite. He's been very supportive of me as well and helped me out when I needed him. Irritating as he can be sometimes. Antics are something I strangely miss now that I'm at college. I don't like it when he's doing it, but it feels weird when he isn't. Next, I'd like to thank my first scoutmaster, Mr. Harrington. To tell the truth, I was really afraid of the man for a long time. When I saw him at the campsite during meetings, I would try to avoid him and walk around unnoticed. I don't think he ever was angry or super strict with me, but he has a look of that disciplinarian. I felt that he never took me for a kid who was serious about scouting, but it is that very fact that made me want to work hard, improve, and prove myself as a responsible, confident scout. I was therefore really happy and proud when he congratulated me on the day I passed my Eagle Board. And he said that I did one heck of a job, and he was impressed with my conduct and responses there. Thank you, Mr. Harrington. He was very friendly, nice, and easy to work with. He guided me from the rank of Star to Eagle, gently nudging me in the right direction. And offering me valuable advice whenever I needed it. His Scoutmaster conferences were the best. Believe me, during my Scoutmaster conference with Star, I remember giving him some pretty big answers. Instead of just taking what I gave him at face value, he tried to elicit what I meant in my responses. Thank you, Mr. Muller. Project planning and execution also brought me in touch with Mrs. LaCroix, who gave me the opportunity to work on my dream project. She helped me help Ben in an efficient way. I didn't expect a museum director to be computer or tech savvy or anything like that, but she knew what she wanted out of this project, and so I knew exactly what I had to deliver. And we worked together to reach the goal. Thank you, Mrs. O'Connor. On the note of my Eagle project, I also want to thank Mr. McNeil, the Westford Kiwanis, and the Rotary Club for helping me in my fundraising efforts for my project. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Herman and Uncle Sitaram over there taking pictures, and for helping me during my youth project with digital photography. Mr. German not only conducted a special photography session to teach us how to carefully handle the artifacts and camera equipment, and how to take good pictures for a museum catalog, but he also helped out with the actual photography. I could not have completed that part of the project without both of you. Thank you very much. There are many other people that have helped, inspired, or encouraged me, like Mr. Dixon, Mr. and Mrs. Benoit, Mr. and Mrs. Wesley, Mr. and Mrs. Prentice, Mrs. Eck, etc. I may not be able to name and thank them all, so I'd like to thank the entire troop for motivating me, allowing me to make new friends, and have experiences I wouldn't get anywhere else. It is thanks in large part to scouting that I am who I am today. Last, but certainly not the least, I would like to thank Mrs. Lyman. Mrs. Lyman to me is more than just my Eagle advisor. She is a friend, philosopher, guide, mentor, guru, whatever you want to call her. She has the best insight on all kinds of topics, even those that aren't related to scouting. In addition to helping me with my scouting endeavors, she would give me life advice as well. She encouraged me to follow my heart and go forward in my areas of interest. She was almost like another parent, a second mom, in the sense that she would advise me about what needs to be done, scold me when I was doing something wrong, remind me when I'm procrastinating things, and would sit with me to help me in actually doing said things. She was quick to pat me on the back for a job well done, and she was also very patient when I zoned out other times. I remember all those long days and nights she spent with our family planning my Eagle project. As anyone who knows Mrs. Lyman already most likely knows, she would also stuff me with chocolate, brownies, cookies, and other tasty delights. It was her guidance that enabled me to make the journey from life to Eagle successfully. I would like to take this opportunity to present this mentorship to her. You are the best mentor anybody could have asked for. Thank you, Mrs. Lyman. I'm not saying this is much, but hopefully this would cut down on a little bit of the operating expenses for the same. I would like to request Mr. Prentice to come up and accept this small gift I have for the tree.
On behalf of Troop 159, I would like to accept this and let you know we're very appreciative of your contributions to the group.
Okay. Again, I would like to thank each and every one of you who spared some time on your holiday weekend to come here to wish me well. I want to thank Mr. Prentice for acting as the master of ceremonies, and my fellow Boy Scouts for helping our family with the arrangements and all. Thank you so much, Troop 159.
Mr. Moses General will now give the benediction.
May fullness be unto all, may prosperity be unto all. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kachit dukkha bhavate. May all be happy, may all become blessed. May everyone aspire for the good of others, may none suffer from sorrow. ओम यह शांति अंतरिक्षं शांति पृथ्वी शांति आपः शांति औषधय शांति वनस्पतय शांति विश्वे देवा शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वं शांति शांतिरेव शांति समाधांतिरेव ओम